Good day, students. Yesterday, we ended on a note where we discussed the second fruit of friendship. Today, we will learn about the third and final fruit of friendship, as mentioned by Bacon in this essay. After these two noble fruits of friendship, peace in the affections and support of the judgment, followeth the last fruit, which is like the pomegranate, full of many kernels, I mean, aid and bearing a part in all actions and occasions. So far, Bacon has discussed about two main benefits resulting from friendship. First is peace in the affections, that relates to emotions, and support of the judgment, and other is to understanding, other relates to understanding and judgment. Followeth the last fruit, which is like the pomegranate, full of many kernels. Now he talks about the third benefit, which he compares to the pomegranate fruit that has so many kernels. Kernels, the partisans inside the peel of a pomegranate. So he says that a good friend has many parts for different occasions, just like the many kernels inside the pomegranate. All actions and occasion in all situations of life. Here, the best way to represent to life the manifold use of friendship is to cast and see how many things there are which a man cannot do himself, and then it will appear that it was a sparing speech of the ancients to say that a friend is another himself. Here, Bacon says, here the best way to represent to life the manifold use of friendship. The best way to explain the many uses of friendship is to see how many things there are in one's life that one cannot do or face alone, and then it will appear that it was a sparing speech of the ancients. And it was also said in ancient times that friend is another himself. Friend is a replica, a copy of oneself. In reality, a friend is more than himself. For that a friend is far more than himself, men have their time and die many times in desire of some things which they principally take to heart, the bestowing of a child, the finishing of a work, or the like. So, in reality, friend is far more than himself. Bacon says man in their limited lifetime have so many responsibilities and desires which they principally take to heart, which are very close to his heart, and these are the bestowing of a child. Duties like devoting to a child or taking care of his family and such other things. If a man have a true friend, he may rest almost secure that the care of those things will continue after him, so that a man hath, as it were, two lives in his desires. So, if a man has a friend, he can he can assign this work to his friend. When a man is blessed with a genuine loyal friend, his friend will take care of his responsibilities and unfinished work, and after his death, and he can take care of his family, he can take care of his business and other things. So it's like man he will continue man have a true friend, he may rest almost secure that the care of those things will continue after him, so that a man hath, as it were, two lives in his desires. So it's like living two lives in one life. One's lifetime gets extended, prolonged with the help of a true friend. So that a man hath, as it were, two lives in his desires. A man hath a body, and that body is confined to a place. But where friendship is, all offices of life are, as it were, granted to him and his deputy, for he may exercise them by his friend. Then comes the benefit of delegation of authority. A person can't be present in multiple places at any given point of time. So what he can do, he can uh, what he can do, he can, in this case, he can assign the work to his friend and get things done. So there are many things in life a person can't do alone, and a friend is like a trusted deputy, and his deputy, for he may exercise them by his friend, and he can help him. A friend can help him in the times of need and thus makes his life easier. A man can scarce allege his own merits with modesty, much less extol them. A man cannot sometimes brook to supplicate or beg, and a number of the like. Another advantage of having a friend is that a man can scarce allege his own merits with modesty. That a friend can act at times uh, as a person's mouthpiece or spokesman. When a man tries to present his own merits, scarce allege his own merits with modesty means he cannot do it with modesty. He cannot present his own merits with modesty. He can become boastful or much less extol them. Extol means to praise, to appreciate. Or he can become boastful, and that might invite criticism from others. Or he can be too shy to praise himself. A man cannot sometimes brook to supplicate or beg, or he can be too shy to praise himself. Similarly, he may feel awkward while asking for a favor from others, supplicate, to beg, to demand, and a number of the like, and there are many other things like this. But all these things are graceful in a friend's mouth, which are blushing in a man's own. And but all these things and function are best performed through a true and capable friend. If one has such a friend, he can act like his mouth whenever a person feels shy to say something, or whenever he wants to get praised or admired, and this can be done by his friend. Thus, many functions of life and works can be got done through a friend, which a person cannot do alone. So again, a man's person hath many proper relations which he cannot put off. A man cannot speak to his son but as a father, to his wife but as a husband, to his enemy but upon terms. Now, Bacon says, a friend can also act like a good mediator between a person's personal relations. A man cannot speak to his son but as a father, and to his wife but as a husband, and to his enemy but upon terms and conditions. He is bounded by his relations to these people. But a friend can speak, whereas a friend may speak as the case requires. But a friend can speak as the case requires and not according to the relation with the person, and not as it sorted with the person. But so a friend can fulfill this job of communicating in a better way. He can perform this job in a better way. And lastly, but to enumerate these things were endless, I have given the rule where a man cannot fitly play his own part. If he have not a friend, he may quit the stage. And lastly, Bacon states that such benefits of having a friend are endless. He can list many things, and he has given the rule. I have given the rule. Bacon says, I have given the rule where a man cannot fitly play his own part. If a person cannot perform his role in life duties and responsibilities, if he doesn't have a friend, he cannot perform his part, his roles, his duties truly if he doesn't have a friend. If he have not a friend, he may quit the stage. And a friendless and unsociable person is unfit to live in the society according to Bacon, and he suggests to them that he may quit the society. So students, we have come to the end of the discussion of this essay, and to sum up, Bacon in this essay has talked upon friendship, a subject which is an essential part of our lives. He has mentioned 3 noble fruits of friendship, and along with a long discussion of friendships and failed friendships in classical Roman history, and ends the essay by criticizing a friendless, cut-off person. So this much for today's class. I will start with a new essay related to your syllabus in the next video lecture. Thank you.